Going to be? What are y'all going to do? What's his air raid? Is it? And what do y'all call your thing? I was like, I don't know, just try to score, So no, I think it's great. Is as you can see, we got a great staff. Coach Dykes has done a good job putting the staff together. My background, I'm playing for Gus in high school, and then what I've been a part of the last 10 years. For us, it's just a no-huddle offense. We believe in balance. You got to be able to run it and throw it. And then I know with Coach Dykes' background and just the success he's had, being one of the original air raid guys and the numbers and statistics they put up throwing the football. I mean, just to me, it's a great fit and a great mix. Because if you really look at college football over the last, 15 years or so, you can argue there's 3 or 4 offensive styles or schemes that have just been dominant, and that's 2 of them. And so to me, that was when Coach Dykes and I were talking, it just made too much sense to try to pull it all together and see what we can come up with. So,
was he looking for somebody to come in and call plays and really take that off of his plate?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know, he's been head coach at 2 other places and had really good coordinators there. And I mean, he made it very clear from day one, hey, I need somebody to come in and run the offense and do their thing. It's your offense, and not asking anybody to come in and, I've never been in the air raid, so he's not asking me to come in and run the air raid. That's not what my background is. I think what he saw is in the passing game and things we've done, there's a lot of things that marry over with what he's familiar with in the air raid, and then he sees the success we've been able to have also running the football and bringing that balance. And I think I think it's a credit to Coach and being comfortable in his own skin and wanting to win and be the best he can be. And we've got some guys on our staff that have maybe got a little more background in stylistically what I'm used to. We've got some guys that are more maybe used to what Coach Dykes is used to. But at the end of the day, it's all ball. And the one thing that Coach Dykes and I and our whole staff we agree on, we believe in the same thing, that it's about being able to execute at a high level. It's about being able to be a master of what you're doing. It's not, the X's and O's are great and scheme matters, but it's not necessarily about the plays. It's about how well you can run those plays and how well you can develop your guys, and that's what we're all on board with.
How's the adjustment been coming together with a bunch of new guys? I mean, how much of you guys? I don't think any of you guys have really worked together, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
It's great. It's almost a blessing, because you get all these new ideas and different perspectives, and being able to share. But it's good. It's been a really good transition.
Hey, you guys got anything else?
It's been fun, man. We talk a lot of ball, and like I said, everybody's been at good places and done different things and whatnot. But we're all kind of under under somewhat of the same tree in some sort of aspect, and it's been good. Kind of putting this thing together. It's been a lot of fun. So.
Based on looking at the tapes from last year, how do you anticipate the quarterbacks that you have fitting into the new style?
I think they'll fit well, because if you just look stylistically, what Chad was doing here, I mean, he learned it from the guy I played for in high school. So, what Chad was running and what I'm used to is basically the same offense. And, he's got his own personality, I have mine. So those guys are used to, at least philosophically, the no-huddle system of how we like to play. And then now it's going to be a matter of, I got a different personality, these guys do, and we're going to, I know, hold them accountable in a disciplined way that, in some areas may be different than what they're used to, but it's all in an effort to try to get the best out of them. So I like to reserve that for when I get out there, you actually see them all throw in person. I've not seen them all throw in person yet. I saw Ben play, and I've seen DJ for a few plays because we played them last year. That's it. We're not allowed to spend any time with them in college football except for those 15 days. But it'll be exciting to get out there. I think it'll be a good transition in some areas. I think other parts there'll be some growing pains, and that's just our job to kind of walk them through that.
Y'all are starting spring ball a little bit later than some other schools. Is there any particular reason why?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a great thought from Coach Dykes, is saying we got a new staff. Okay, it was 2 reasons. It gave us time as a staff, both offensively and defensively, to get in, install our offense together, install the defense together. And that way, when we get to coming back after spring break, installing everything, we're all on the same page, because we have to be unified going out there before we take it to the guys. And then I think, secondly, we have the best strength coach, not just probably in the history of here or in our league, but in the country. I mean, Kaz is as good as it gets, and I've been around some really good ones. He's unbelievable. And that gave him, more weeks with our guys consecutively to try to change their body, change the mindset, change the physical attitude, and get them ready for not only spring ball, but even next year. And so just prolonged strength and conditioning winter plan, which was good for us.
How have you seen the guys respond to that new conditioning program?
I think excellent. You guys maybe can elaborate more than I have. I know for me, like Ben Hicks 2 weeks in was telling me it's night and day And he wasn't being critical of what had been done here. He just said, I can already tell a huge difference, and all the guys can. I said, in a good way. He said, oh, yeah. I mean, we're being pushed at a higher level than we ever have, and we're already seeing results. And this was in 2 weeks. I don't know what they might think when
Yeah,
their guys.
it's like Coach saying, just Coach Kyle is really good, and he spends more time with them than we do, especially at this juncture right now. And I know for my guys, they are doing a lot more communicating than they were asked to do before. They're being pushed, and they're putting weight on, which is what we need up front. And you can see it developing just from the short period of time that he's had. And, you know, the way our strength coach trains our team is kind of how our team is going to be. And like Coach said, he's one of the best, which means that we have high expectations when we get a hold of him in spring ball.
How about your guys you signed at mid-year? How's the weight process going with them?
Everything's been going well. Like I said, Coach Kaz has put in, you know, they're eating, you know, multiple times a day. They're getting their protein shakes, and they're hitting the weights. They're running hard, and you can see the development in their bodies from when we first got here, when we took the job, until, you know, as of today, just looking at them outside today.
Do you guys get an hour with them a week in film, or how do you guys?
You get 8 hours a week, and you can use a maximum of 2 hours of that for either film or basically fundamental instruction, but not with a ball or anything like that. And so it's kind of up to the head coach. Do you want to use all 8 hours in the weight room, or 6 there and 2 here? So it's fairly limited.
What'd you guys end up with?
We've used 6 in the weight room and 2 with us. But-
How's the film? Is it film that you guys are doing?
Yeah, it goes quick. I don't know what you guys think. Brass is talking too much.
What's your group like, Coach? I mean, they're probably, when you look at the offense, probably the strength. I mean, with Xavier and
We got some experience there. We got some good players with X, West, and Freeman, and so we feel good about the depth there. You know, I think they can help us in some different ways. So one of the good things about coming through this situation.
Have you turned on much tape of them?
Yeah, we all looked at it.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's some promising things there, but
Where do you see, it's tough to say before you get them out on the field, but where do you see areas that they can each improve?
just like you said, it's tough to say before you see them get out there. So we'll get through spring ball, kind of make it happen, and see where it ends up.
Coach Gru, how do you anticipate making up for something like 70% of your receptions leaving the team and going to the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but it's every team goes through that, you know. So you just got to put pressure on your guys all the time, no matter what, whether there's a starter there or not. You know, just coach them all the same.
Coach, you were one of the last ads. What's it been like coming in to the group, I guess?
It's been good. It's been good. I've been here for a month.
No,
so.
just timing-wise, man.
No, it's been good. No, there's nothing like that. No, it's like I said, I can't believe it's already been a month, man. And we've done a lot, talked a lot of ball, gotten a lot of things done, and that's one of the good things about you kind of talking about starting spring a little bit later, which has been good really for everybody, so that we can kind of get in the same room, get everything, get on the same page, and then having that time with the players, for the last 3 weeks, that be able to kind of put some stuff together, kind of get to know the guys, install the stuff, so that way we can get out there on the 21st. We're not going out there and trying to get lined up. We're trying to go out there and execute it at a high level, and that way we're coaching fundamentals, technique, and all that stuff. So it's been good, man. I'm excited to be here and happy to be back home.
What have you seen out of your group on film that excites you?
You know what? I'm excited about a lot of those guys. There's a lot of guys I think that can help us. There's quite a few guys that have a little bit of experience, but with some of the things that we're going to ask them to do, I think we'll fit well, and so it'll be good. I think there's a good toughness to the group. I think we'll see once we get out there and put the pads on. So we'll kind of wait until it's all kind of said and done. But no, I'm excited about the group. I think we have a lot of potential to be really good. So we'll see.
Who are some of the team leaders that you've seen stepping up? Because Evan Brown left, so I know the O-line needs a new head guy.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of goes back, like Coach Kaz has been with them. We haven't had the time to be with them. Like Coach Bradfield said, we will find that out whenever we're able to dig in and coach those young men. So
We have our thoughts, you know,
Mhm.
but I mean, they're not valid yet. Until we're around them and they're in adversity and they go through practice, we really don't know. So
You know, I think one of the things when you come in a new place, you're asking us all these very valid questions. We've watched our guys. We had a GA make a cut up by position, and we're talking 10, 15 plays. Because we want to get the feel for who they are and what they can do. We haven't spent a lot of time watching last year's game film because that really doesn't help us. I think there's a fine line, you know, whether you're taking over a team that's been losing a lot or, you know, had some success in some areas last year or whatever, it's a new team. And I think as coaches, we're new, we got to be fair to everybody. And you don't want to take any preconceived ideas about a guy or, well, the last staff liked this one, they didn't like this one or this or that. And you want to be able to give them, everyone, a fresh start. And the only way you can honestly do that is to give them a fresh start. And so we got just enough information to try to place them in the positions we think they should start in. But no one's hedging their bets here. Until we get out there and work for 15 days with them, we really don't know. All we've seen is how they're working out with Coach Kaz. And so we can get some information from that, but some guys look great in that and they're not on the field and vice versa. And so when we tell you we don't, leadership-wise, we have an idea. We don't know. When we tell you position-wise, we have an idea. We don't know our strengths and weaknesses. We have an idea. But in fairness to those kids, if we're really going to tell them, hey, it's fresh, everybody gets a fresh start, we got to be true to that. And the only way to do that is to basically give them a blank slate. And so I think that's why it may sound like, hey, what do you think of quarterback? I mean, I have an opinion, but until I get out there with them, I don't know, you know. And so.
I saw that you guys were like taking your guys out to dinner and stuff. How'd that go? They all
Those
responding well
opportunities,
to
yeah,
the
those are
relationship?
fun. It's just get to hang out and get to know each other and build relationships. Not really talk about football, just talk about family and where you came from and learn their story. Like we all have a story and you get to kind of have food and fellowship and do that. That's when it's fun.
Get to have food. That's a bigger part.
They all like to eat.
Chime in.
Yeah, gotta have the food. Gotta have the
Food,
food.
yeah.
Gotta have the food. Food.
They all like to eat, and they all like a free meal. So.
One of the good things is the NCAA change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean,
Oh, there's
just
no doubt.
common sense,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
no
question. You know, like Coach said, I mean, it's all about relationships. You can work them as hard as you're willing to love them. And they don't care what you tell them unless they know you care about them. And that's a fact of life. The same way with our kids. And that's what's great about our staff. We're all in it for the right reasons. And we want to get to know our guys first. And then it's our job to hold them to a high standard, and that's a positive thing.
How difficult was recruiting this year? I mean, you're changing staffs, and with the early signing period, that changed something too.
The early signing period was probably the biggest kink. I mean, everybody here, we came in, it's like we've been working together for years. So, I mean, I think that's just probably a testament to Coach Dykes and the staff he put together and knowing how guys would fit. Because we hit the ground running both sides of the ball, and some areas we're recruiting guys crossing over. We didn't even know each other yet, you know, and we're kind of rolling in there. And we were just honest, and that's all you can be. We got a great product to sell, and I'm sitting here in the heart of Dallas with SMU. But the early signing period was different because, you know, you come in and maybe half your signing class is already signed. You know, for me, example, a quarterback's already signed. We're not taking another quarterback really, and, you know, except for maybe one kid we kind of recruited a little bit. And so, you know, here I am coming in. We got 5 guys going to be on scholarship, and I never recruited any of them, have known any of them, seen any of them throw hardly. You know, so it's different at every position. You know, I know Coach Gru had some situations, Coach Powell, where we were recruiting guys, even Coach Martin, that maybe they can speak to more. You know, same thing with Coach Brass. We were really at running back. We got a lot of guys coming back. There was already the only one we would take is already signed and committed pretty much. So, you know, that changed things probably more than any. But I think we ended up filling the needs we needed really well. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. And I got here 2 days before signing day, so it was,
He just approved everything.
Coach
Sounds
had
good to me.
he had them all wrapped up. So
Yeah, the early signing period was kind of intense, you know, because we didn't even get a chance to be with the team while they're prepping for the bowl game, you know, because we had to recruit. But you know, I thought we did a great job finding some key areas that we needed. And then once the staff started coming together, you know, we really figured out the kind of guy we wanted. And we were really able to get on the ground and find him, you know, and it just shows that, you know, if we get a full year and develop relationships with guys and really show them what we're about and this program is about, what SMU can do, you know, how much momentum you can get here, you know, because I thought we did a pretty good job under crunch time. But it is tough. We're out of breath for sure, head spinning.
How much harder is it to recruit when you can't like put a record out there for the kids to be like, this is what we did last year because you guys were on new?
Well, I mean, you can. It just may not have been here. You know, I mean, every coach here. You know, you look at Coach Powell. He's won national championships at a place like James Madison. He's played in the NFL. He's played in the you know, elite at a school like TCU. I guess we got to say that. You know, he's played there and done well. You know, Coach Martin's been out at Arizona State where they've been winning a ton of games. Coach Gru's been winning championships as a player and a coach with Coach Dykes. Coach Bradfield's coached the national championship games. I've coached the national championship games. So every coach here has players in history they can fall back on to say, look, you know, you want to come play for us. Well, as a person, here's what I've done. As an offensive staff, here's what we've done. As a head coach, you know what Sonny Dykes has done. You know, now you can sell SMU. So you just got to sell it differently than here's what we did last year. You know, you got to get credit, but you can still be honest and just, you know, at the end of the day, be who you are, and all that stuff works itself out.
What kind of quarterback do you envision going forward?
Yeah.
That you want to recruit or bring in here, or what's your philosophy on that?
You know, I want to go get the best quarterback we can find, and that is a guy that's going to, you know, first of all, is a winner. He has leadership ability, and he fits us. And what I mean by us personality-wise, wants to be here at SMU, wants to be in Dallas. I want a guy who dreams big and wants to come here and be the guy that takes our program to the next step and maybe does stuff at this school that's never been done before. And that's really what matters to me. Everybody gets caught up, do you want a pocket passer, you want a dual threat? I think those are ridiculous terms to tag and label kids with. Because at the end of the day, we've won, I know with what I do, and even Coach Dykes in our system, with both. You know, we've had guys set records. We've had guys, you know, Coach Dykes had a guy like Jared Goff be a first-round draft pick. We had a guy like Cam Newton be a first-round draft pick. You know, you've had all guys in between. And at the end of the day, that's what coaching is. I think our system is such that we can tailor to the strengths of our quarterback. And so we just got to find the best guy for us. If he can throw it, great, awesome. If he can't run a lick, then fine. We'll build around his strengths. If he can run and throw, great. I mean, we can win with either one. We just want the right guy and the right fit.
Coach Bradfield, what do you think about Tamarick Williams, what you're getting in him?
I'm excited about it. He's a bigger kid. Running back position, you try to have a menu of options. And I think he brings a little something different. You know, he's a longer kid, power kind of straight line runner, but brings something to the table that way. He's working hard off season. Talked to him last week. He's excited about joining the group, so I'm excited about what he can possibly do.